The week 5 lecture is about researching and writing about a winning topic. We all want to write a paper that is a winner, and your topic can be the key to that. So one of the most important steps before you do anything else to make your paper as fabulous as possible is to choose or personalize a topic that you care about. If you don't care about your paper, neither will your audience. So sometimes we get the privilege of choosing our own topic. This allows us to choose something interesting that we would like to research further. And so if you do choose your own topic, please make sure that it allows you to fulfill the other requirements of the assignment. For example, our final paper assignment requires an argument, so we need an arguable premise, and we'll talk about that more on the discussion board. And I've got some possible example topics posted all in the area for the lecture. Then there are times when the topic is chosen for you. In this case, this is when it's your job to make sure the topic you've been given is interesting to your audience, including yourself. Now, I have spent many times in my life, especially when I was a student, but also at work, customizing a topic to suit my interests. So at one point in my life, I was assigned a 4-page documented research paper about an important figure in Roman history, such as Julius Caesar or the Emperor Augustus. Now, I discovered that I really didn't like the Roman emperors and generals that much. They killed a lot of people. They were really mean people in many ways. And so I decided that writing about Cleopatra, basically Cleopatra VII, who was the last pharaoh of Egypt before the Roman conquest, would be much more interesting. So it's very helpful to get your professor's approval before you decide to do something creative like that. But I was fortunate that I wrote my paper about Cleopatra and it was quite successful. Now, before you start writing the whole paper, it's very important to do some preliminary research. This helps you decide whether your topic will even work. Is there some information out there that will help you with your topic and that you can use to support the argument that you would like to make? You can do research on the internet using a search engine like google.com, or you can go to the physical library, or you can go to the SLU online library, and there's a ton of material out there that's online that you can get for research material. And if you get it from the library, it's sure to be good stuff. And are there some decent sources that agree with your general point of view on the topic? And what general ideas do you get from a couple of sources to get the project started? So that's your preliminary research, which you can start before you even choose your topic for sure. And then remember that research and documentation go hand in hand. That's where we already start during the preliminary research stage of making notes of where we got our material. Document as you go along. I have a nice documented quote here that I got from some material that I did research on for my Roman history class. And this part is me. One reason Caesar conquered Gaul was that. This is all my words, so they don't get quote marks. However, this material here between the quote marks, this was material that was taken word for word, exactly the same as it was in my source, and I put quote marks around it, and I also put an in-text citation after it. This is the author's last name, comma, and the year of publication. This source did not have page numbers, so I left them out of the citation. And so you want to make sure that anytime you borrow material from your sources, especially word for word, the exact words, that you have quotation marks and an APA in-text citation directly after the quotation. So that's extremely important. Also, when you are doing the research process, go to the library if you possibly can, in the real world and or online. And there are research librarians who could help you, especially if you already know what you're writing about. And find at least one more source than the assignment requires, because one of your sources may be a disappointment. Or it never hurts to do a little more work than you've been required to impress your professor or your boss. Organize your sources. So not only do you have to organize your own ideas, organize your sources, Back in the old days, we photocopied things. Now you can print them or email them. You can save them as files if you don't want to have paper. If you do have paper, you can write on it or highlight it. I like old-fashioned note cards, but I've also used Microsoft Word to help organize my material or files on my computer. Document everything from your sources. Anything that you got from your sources, including an idea you never thought of. Everything from your sources. Everything must be at least 75% of your own thoughts and words. Don't let your sources take over, and don't forget to document carefully as you write. Do not try to document your material after the paper has been finished because it's really hard to do that. Here's an APA in-text citation for a work that has page numbers on it. It has the author's last name, the year of publication, and the page number that the material came from. And please use the Purdue Owl and the Little Penguin Handbook to format your references list. And this is my references list for this presentation. It just has one reference on it because there's just one. Other than that, it would say references for anything more than one. This is my author's last name and his first initial, the year of publication, the name of the book. It was published in New York, New York by W.W. Norton and Company. So that's how we're going to document our work. And the topic and the documentation are both very important. And of course, the actual writing is important too. Thank you.